Here we go. Live on TikTok as well. My very first time live. I have no idea what to expect, but YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, we're on everything. Let me update my Facebook. Hopefully I don't reveal anything too. Here we go, live right now. Public. We have Min. Hello. Give her a like. I don't know why it's not typing. Min. Hello. Is my keyboard working? Yes. Sorry, I can't reply for some reason. Yeah, so I made this video yesterday night and it did really well. It got 60,000 views now, I think. It's got, let's see. Oh wait, I'm not showing my desktop yet, am I? Boom. It's not going on my profile. There's a lot of spooky shit happening. Yeah, 60. Roman to into 1000. How do I get to the other view of it? This one. Roman to into. Roman numerals are represented by this. Given a Roman numeral, convert it to an int. Same. Yeah, and I had some questions on the comments, so let's get to answering them. So people sharing their experiences of learning coding. This person wrote a Python script converting decimal to Roman numerals. Years later, now he has no or she or they have no clue how it works. Thought that was funny. And has just started this first of comp sci and thinks this is crazy. Oh yeah, this question. Fredo has asked for the macro, the Vim macro. He had 19 likes, and Lucky Destination has also said it with 6 likes, so I told him I'd make a video on this. And yeah, let's do that first. So I use VS Code here with NeoVim extension. If you don't know what Vim is, it's a type of way to oh sorry, give me a sec. Like interact with your editor. It has all these commands that you can do. Make this bigger. So you press I, which is the insert command. You see down here it says, I don't know if you can see that, insert. And now you can just start typing like a normal text editor. So I can type anything here like a normal editor and it works. And then if I press escape, I get back into this mode, which is called normal mode, and you'll see my cursor is turned into like a rectangle instead of just the line. And now I can input some movement commands with Vim. So for instance, B is back, goes back a word. Every time I press B, I go back one word. And then the opposite of that is W, forward a word. There's also E to the end of the word. B goes to the front, E will go to the end, whereas W go to the next word. We have 0 to go to the start. And you can also press the other numbers to do a certain command a certain amount of times. So if I do 2W, it'll skip I and go to can. 3W should go to here. And so on and so forth. There's some other cool ones like Y is for yank, which is like copy. If I double tap Y, it'll copy the whole line. P is paste, so bam, I can just paste the lines. And then just like with the numbers, if I do 10p, I can paste the line 10 times. There's some other cool things it will do. I can show you one more, which is useful for programming. So I'm going to use the C command, which is change. And if I do C followed by a movement, so CE, I can change that whole word, change to the end. I think CW would have done the same thing, yep. And change it. You can also select inside stuff. So if I did CI bracket open, it will change inside the bracket, which is a very useful thing I always use in programming. Now, in that video, I used a kind of more advanced Vim technique called macros. You'll see soon here. I select all the text in the example, copy it into my editor, and then use a macro to quickly turn it into an object. Now I'm going to quickly show this here for Fredo Dodo and the 19 other people who have liked, or 25 potentially other people who have liked these comments. So here I have the same tab from LeetCode with the text that I've copied, and I'll copy it here just like normally, bring it over into my editor. Let me delete all these lines and paste the string. Okay, so I'm going to go into my first line. The way that Vim macros work is you start recording all your commands, and then it saves that command to a register, all those commands to a register, and then you can replay those commands. So if the key for this is, the key for recording macros is Q. So if I press Q and then whatever register I want to record it in, so I'll pick W, you'll see down the bottom it says now it's recording at W. So now whatever I do will be recorded. So what I'm going to do to change this, just this line, into like a line it would be for an object, like a JSON object or a JavaScript object, is I went to insert mode, I inserted the double quotes, normal mode, end of the word, insert in front, double quotes again, brackets. This time I'm going to go to normal mode and go right one character. In the original video I didn't get rid of this white space, but I'm going to do it here. So I go CW, which will change the whole word, but in this case it's just blank space, and go space, normal mode again, capital A for end of line, and comma, normal mode again. I'm going to go down a line, 0 to go to the start, and this is where I'm going to end the recording by pressing Q again. You notice I went down a line, and the reason I did that is it makes it easier. Now I can string all of these recordings, and it will keep going down to the next line to do the next one. So the way you redo the macro, you remember what key you saved it in. So I saved it in W. If you remember, it said recording W, and then you can just press at W to do it once, or in this case I want to do it 5 times for each line, so I can do 5 at W. Oh, I think I should have done it 6 times. Let's try that again. 6 at W, and there you can see it's done all of the lines, and then adding the squirrely brackets is easy. Just jump in to add them normally, indent it if you want, and then yeah, that's how you record with Vim macros. Now a lot of people don't use Vim, and I'm not really sure what other tools you can use to record macros. I know my keyboard actually has abilities to record macros, and I think people use that for gaming, but I've never actually used it. This is the Huntsman Mini, I think, Razer Huntsman Mini. Yep. Yo, we got some people in the TikTok chat. I'm gonna say yo. What's up? How do you say yo? This is my first time on TikTok Live, so I'm not really sure how it works. Oh, here we go. I can reply to Aki, can I? I'm having difficulty with this. I feel like a boomer. Yo. Yes, I did it. I think I typed yo. Yes, I did. Awesome. If you guys want a better view of this screen, you can see it on my YouTube. Otherwise, if TikTok says if I record for more than 25 minutes, I can actually record from my computer, I think, onto TikTok. So just stay tuned, give us a follow, and the lives should get better. Alright, let's continue with the comments. I had another question that I said I would reply to with a video to. Which one was that? Oh, it's about for loops. Alan, here. Alan Benjo says, I don't know JavaScript, but when you do the for loop, current numeral equals, he's asking if the index is 0, 1, 2, or like what the string is, looking at the character. And I thought I'd reply. So in this one, when you go for const, in like whatever variable of, that will actually be the value and not the actual index. So not 1, 2, but yes, xv. And I'll just go show you all the JavaScript for loops right now. I think that'll be a good piece of video content. So let's clear this. I'm in the Chrome debugger here. This is where I like to kind of do any fun. Wow, look at this. This is this is outputted by TikTok. npm async TikTok web, some set timer. You can see and it's Chinese. Obviously some kind of Chinese developer has left console logs inside the TikTok web app. Let's translate this. See what it says. Clear data. So I guess they got a timeout to clear data. Maybe I should do this in an incognito window so I don't keep getting all this random. Doesn't have to be incognito, but anyway, all that random stuff from the TikTok website. So in JavaScript, you have 4 types of ways to do a for loop, which is these 4. I've just copied them over from another window. And there's also like a while loop, which let's go through each one. So for the first one, this is kind of typically how you would make a for loop in any other programming language like C++. I know for sure has this type of pattern, and it pretty much goes through an array from the first index to the last index, and just iterates it one at a time, just adding to the I. So if I make an array, I'll do characters so it's more obvious. Yep, and then so that first one, if we use that, and we'll just console log I, it should be 0, 1, 2, because it's the index 0, index 1, index 2, and then so if you wanted the value for the index at the array with this for loop, you'd have to do r square bracket I, and then that will give you ABC. The next way you could do a for loop is for each. For each value index, and then you could console, so the array dot for each, and then the first parameter here is the value, second parameter is the index, and it gives you that, and you can just log both of them here to see. You could use I or V with the for each. The one thing about for each though is you can't break out of it, so that's something I've learned. So with this for loop, and I think all the 2 other for loops, you could do something like this. Oh, by the way, if you only have one line on the for loop, you don't need these squarely brackets in JavaScript. or in ES6. Anyway, so with these for loops, you can do what's called breaking out early, or breaking out of a for loop. So let's say I want to stop going through the for loop at index 1. I can do if I equals 1 break, and then if I run this, you'll see it won't actually print out C or even B, because it breaks before I do the console log. So it just prints A, and then when it index equals 1, it just breaks out of the console. I mean, breaks out of the for loop. But with for each, you actually can't break at all. So if I just try to break at the start, illegal break statement, for each has to go through every element in the array. So just that's something to be aware of. That's actually caught me in an interview, in a coding interview, I'm pretty sure, not knowing that you couldn't break out of a for each. Anyway, next up we have let I in R. This one I'm pretty sure returns the index. Yep, 0, 1, 2. But there's a tricky thing about this one is this is actually a string. This one's got me as well. So be careful of that. Unlike the first one, this one is actually a string. Whereas with the traditional for loop, the index is a number, because you're setting it as a number and you're actually plussing it. You can't do that with a string. Well, you shouldn't do that with a string. See, type of I, number. When you do it like this, it's a number. When you do it like that, it's a string. So be aware of that. And then the final one, my favorite one, and the one I used in the example, is actually getting the value. So ABC. And that's the one I used in the example. Now this final one, I want to show you. You very rarely use this type of loop, but it's the while loop, and then you have any condition in here. You can have while true, and that means it'll infinitely do this. And then typically, if you console log here, it's going to crash your tab, or probably whatever software you're running, because it can't handle you console logging the maximum tick rate. So here we go. It did like 4,000 in not even a second, or maybe a bit more than a second, but yeah, 20,000. I don't even think this is accurate. 50. The more I click, the faster it gets. 100,000, and then so if I try to do anything here, it's just no, I can't click. It's like pretty much crashed. So yeah, I closed it, and then luckily closing works. See if we have any more comments here, otherwise I'll probably wrap up. Oh yeah, some people have asked what the website was. Can't see it here, but the website I'm using was LeetCode, and another similar one is HackerRank. They have a lot of questions, coding questions, problems, different levels. I think HackerRank has different types, like not just algorithms, or maybe even LeetCode. It's really good. I've barely used it, but I'm meaning to use it some more to just brush up and sharpen my skills. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed.